All right, we are live.
And we're back.
We're back. We did it. We're here.
Two of us are back. Just
Yes.
busy.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, we've been off for a week, so shit's been going down. Gotta talk all about it.
Yeah,
We're
it's
back.
true.
What have you been up to in the last 2 weeks?
I haven't been this week, but I was sick as hell. So I had like just a normal cold or something about 2 weeks ago. And then I think it went into my respiratory system because then it like really took me out the week after. And like at that point, I had already missed a few days of work, so I couldn't stop like just completely doing stuff. So I was going into work basically like coughing up a lung and just like it was so bad.
You can't just like work remotely or something?
Well, yes and no. I can do like the stuff that I need to do remotely, but I mean most of what I have to do is unfortunately support like the people there. So that includes like being present, and what that means is that I just spent a lot of time in my office kind of away from everybody, and then if they needed something I was around, but like god, it was so bad. And like maybe this is something like you should always worry about, but I never did as a kid because like my parents did. But like pneumonia is a thing that you need to worry about when it gets into your lungs like that, right? So I was a bit worried there for a little bit, but it started clearing up by itself after a few days, and I felt better
I think
about
you'd be
it.
in a much worse condition if it was pneumonia.
And it just doesn't go away. Yeah, so like it got better after a couple days, and then it slowly got better from there. So I didn't worry about it after that, but I mean, worst case scenario, always going through your head. But that's what I've been doing, and yeah, it was really shitty. It's been a bad last couple of weeks for me over here, but you know, we're here, we're
good.
alive, we're surviving. Yeah.
Right on.
What about you?
Not much.
Yeah.
Not much been going on. Been watching a bunch of stuff.
Okay. Sure.
Got some returning recommendations, some new recommendations. First off,
Yeah.
Invincible's back. I'm enjoying that. Season 4's out.
Yes. That was this week that it started back up again, or was it the end of last week?
A couple days ago.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm about an episode and a half in.
Okay. Yep.
But love Invincible.
Sure.
Then the new recommendation is Rooster on
Okay.
HBO. Stars Steve Carell, written by oh man, I'm blanking on the name. The guy who did Scrubs and Ted Lasso and Shrinking. Bill, what's his name?
Okay.
Google it. Bill Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, and it even stars and I'm forgetting the character, the actor's name as well. As I look this up, here we go. John C. McGinley. I kept having John C. Reilly.
Oh.
No, that's not right. John C. McGinley from Scrubs is in it.
Yeah. Okay.
Being just an absolute like weirdo, and then Steve Carell's being Steve Carell and kind of bouncing off him. So that's a pretty good chemistry. I would quite recommend this. Bill Lawrence does like heartfelt comedies, down to earth comedies with some really sharp writing. This is another one. Bill Lawrence just like knocking it out of the park consistently. Can't say enough things about that.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's cool. I haven't even heard of this show until now.
Yeah,
so.
there's 2 episodes out. Episode 3 will be this Sunday, but it just started. How was I watching it? I think it was just like I'm watching The Pit on HBO. Oh, I was.
Yeah.
I'm not really recommending this, but I started watching DTF St. Louis, which is a weird show.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
And this comes out like right before it
Mm.
on Sundays. So I was like, oh, like Steve Carell, and like. And then as soon as I saw Bill Lawrence, I was like, oh, I need to watch this immediately. And yeah, it's just as funny. So there's my recommendation.
Okay.
Which is nice because like Shrinking is kind of slowly ending in a few weeks here. So
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
and
That's
this weekend
awesome.
is Project Hail Mary, which apparently is incredible.
Yeah, I've heard. I mean, I've heard good things about that story from people that have read the book, but I mean, I don't have any attachment myself, so I don't know. I hope so. I hope it's good.
Sure.
One Piece season 2, the live action came out, so I binged that. I love that show. Absolutely love it. So
I'm planning to get it like a month of Netflix.
yeah.
and watch that shortly. But I just have a lot of other shows at the moment.
Sure. There's a lot out for sure.
Yep. Yep. All right, well, why don't we talk about some video games? Because this is the Top Down Perspective for March 19th. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
And Paul, start us off.
So in my sickness, I wanted to play some games that I was able to kind of like listen to a podcast, put on a show or something, and not pay like full attention to, and wasn't like blowing my sensory overload like on. So I was like, you know what, Slay the Spire 2 came out. I do like that first game. I wasn't planning on grabbing this immediately.
Why?
Well, mainly because early access. I just wanted like the full.
It didn't stop the rest of the entire planet.
Yeah, so I picked it up. I just wanted to like get more of that, and that's what I got. Like, I don't know, there wasn't anything too crazy that I wasn't expecting. The thing I want to play is I want to try that multiplayer mode, because that seems to be
so
really
I
fun.
Actually also picked it up, and I'm so curious how multiplayer even works in a deck building roguelike.
So I have seen some people play it, and I think it's just basically like playing solo but with people, and it scales up the enemy health essentially. But like,
I don't know what that means. Solo but with people. That's
every time the enemy attacks, you all take that same damage. So like, it's like playing solo, but the enemy health is way more, so you like have to coordinate a little bit better. Maybe like if you're
everything is kind of doubled.
Yeah, depending. I don't know. I'm guessing it scales depending how many people you're playing with. Like if it's 2 or 4, it's probably different.
I would also assume though, like, I guess you don't fully know because you haven't done it, but like,
right?
Will the buffs like combo with each other?
Yes.
Because like,
so like,
yeah, that's nuts to think about.
I think the idea is that like, say you, me, Claire, and like, I don't know, Nathan, we're all playing it or whatever. Maybe we would coordinate where it's like, okay, if you want to play like the silent, maybe you can go into like a just straight vulnerable build, and you can like weaken everything, and I can do this or whatever, and we can like kind of have a little bit of a strategy. But at the end of the day, we're still playing our own cards and stuff against the stuff.
But just thinking about like how like perfectly tuned Slay the Spire 1 was, and now they're like, well, what if you did it with friends? Like, that is such an exciting proposition.
Yeah. It seems cool, actually.
Yeah.
You can draw on the map together. So, you know, I watched some people draw like
on the map? What do you mean?
Like on the map, I guess the idea is that since you're coordinating with other people, you would draw like what area you want to go to, or like what path you want to take or whatever. But of course, when I was watching it, they just drew dicks on the map the whole time, because that's what people do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like, yeah, I don't know. It seems cool. It seems like a cool idea for that game, and I kind of want to try that.
I've only done one run. I beat like the first boss, so I started the second area and then kind of paused it there. Because I don't want to go too much into it. That's the thing with early access, is it's like, I don't want to play too much because they're going to change things, but also like, this is like the big zeitgeist moment, and knowing myself, like, I'll be less interested in it later on, just kind of as the flow.
Yep.
You know, as the masses kind of pass it and stuff. So it's like, I play a little bit, I play it don't. I'm similar with Moonlighter 2, which I actually jumped back into this week, and because I've made the decision, like, you know what, I'm just gonna like beat that, and when it comes to the console release, I'll just play that. I'll just play it again with all their changes and whatnot.
Sure. So for Slay the Spire 2, then you played only as the Ironclad, right? Because I think that's the only class you have on your first run or two or whatever.
Correct.
Yeah. I have played every character, that like every type, because I wanted to try the new ones. I really like the Necrobinder. That is a cool ass class. That class's whole thing is you have like a pet skeleton hand that you always summon with 1 health. So you have a bunch of cards that can like beef that up to have more health. It will always take damage before you after any blocking that you do.
Oh, after the blocking. Okay, so like an extra shield.
Yeah, exactly. So like, they really kind of want you to like build into that hand, because there's also cards that like multiply the damage or do extra damage based on how like beefy that the Necrobinder's like minion is or whatever. And there's just some really cool things you can do
Sure.
when you have like this minion card essentially that can soak up damage and also do like a bunch more. And there's that Doom mechanic where if you stack on the Doom debuff or whatever, and then if that number is higher than the amount of health they have left, they just insta kill that creature. So you have like, you can stall out some stuff and just do like an insta kill on something if you like get its health low enough or whatever. There's some real cool shit in that game.
Doom build was a phrase I had heard on Blue Sky, so it must be kind of like a quasi meta right now or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like poison, but instead of like doing damage every turn and then decreasing, when the number is higher than the amount of health left, it just instant kills whatever it's on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, hey, Slay the Spire, like the all-timer, like the number one. So like, of course I want like a sequel to that. And I just love it on like a handheld platform. Like,
sure.
It's just so cozy. Like you're just in bed playing, or you're watching TV, like you were just saying, watching some TV, you got a handheld going. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's more of that. And for me personally, it hit at like the perfect time where I didn't want something really crazy and flashy, but I wanted something to like play. And it was like the zeitgeist at that exact moment. So it's like, this is perfect. I'll pick it up.
All right.
This will be my sick game.
All right. We're going to go back and forth this week. I'm going to jump in here with a game I've been playing.
Sure. Do it.
You heard of Marathon?
So I think we talked a little bit about it. I played that playtest and I didn't like it. I've been feeling a draw to try it again, and I don't know why.
It's probably because everyone's playing Marathon, because it's kind of awesome. Like, it is cool. It like, I honestly, there's a part of me that it's just like, I'm so happy for you, Bungie, because leading up to the release, people were just kind of shitting on it. It had that like poorly received playtest back in October or whatever it was
last year. Yeah.
And then I don't know, it was even earlier. It was even earlier in the year. That's right. And then and there was just a big question. We kept seeing live service games like come and collapse and whatnot. And then obviously Arc Raiders became one of the biggest games on the planet.
Yep.
But it seems like Marathon, people are liking it. I'm liking it.
Okay.
I'm having a lot of fun. It's just like a cool game from like a premise. Like, you're just going to hop in there. You're going to stab a whole bunch of robots. And that's just cool. Obviously the gun feels like the gun feel is awesome. I've pretty much locked in. I haven't played every class, but because I really just like the class I'm playing, which is like the recon one.
Okay.
So my two abilities, the quick one, the left bumper one, is I throw out this little like spider robot that just tries to find an enemy, and when it does, it explodes on them.
Okay. Cool.
Which is pretty cool. And then the alt, which is left bumper and right bumper at the same time, is a big like sonar blast that stays live for maybe like 30 seconds and pinpoints where the enemy is. So whenever there's like a real fight going on, it's like, all right, time to see where you guys are, stuff like that. But if I just like, because it's brutal. So, like
it is.
Orc Raiders got this reputation of like, no, people don't want to fight each other. This world is really oppressive. People just want to like say hi and then like hang out and do stuff and then go fight some robots. In Marathon, it is like you see another person, you are murdering them. As like you are killing them as fast as you can, because if you don't, they're gonna murder you.
Right.
Like, it is a brutal game. No one's making friends in Marathon. Anytime so it's like scary. Like, you're walking around these like containers and you're hearing the footsteps and you're like, no, that's not a robot. Because there is also like, NPCs that you can fight, and there's robots, and they are oppressive too. But they're a lot easier to manage than a human, because the humans have their special abilities and stuff, and they can do all these things. They're obviously way more coordinated.
Mm-hmm.
But if you start hearing like people running, it's like, oh, time to go. And I'm like throwing like a spider bot, and it's like, all right, go find them, because the time to kill is actually pretty low, especially with where I'm playing. Because everyone has kind of low stakes gear.
Yeah, sure.
I assume as I like kind of rank up and get better gear, they will start matching me with similar ranked people. But like the default is you get like one pip of shield. I think I've seen maybe one person that had 3 pips of shield. Like, it's 1-2 for me at most. So if I can get like a spider robot explosion off on them, it's like, oh, we got to attack right now because they are very weak. It is on. Let's go. It's cool. The visuals are really cool, and I think what I like most is just there's so many little quests to do. There's
Sure, yeah.
the structure
Yeah.
of it is there are these 6 factions that are trying to vie for you to like, hey, support us, and you can play for all of them. But you can only have one quest active at a time, which I guess that's a bit of a bummer. But to be fair, like it's hard enough completing one of the quests, and the quests get more difficult as well. Because sometimes it's just like, hey, you need to like you need to kill 15 robots. Sometimes like do a certain amount of damage to like a runner, which is another human. It could be just like, go press these buttons over at this specific area. Sometimes it's like, hey, we need to do these 3 different things all in one run. That can be like picking up some intel, causing a big robot to spawn, fighting the big robot, and then like depositing like the thing that comes off the robot and stuff like that. And while you're trying to do all these things, other runners are going to try and like third team you and stuff. So you got to be careful about that too. There's definitely like a battle royale element of like, oh, they're fighting. Okay, let's stay quiet. And when the gunfire ends and they start looting the corpses, we get in there and we take everything. And that's fun too. And obviously it does the thing of like, it creates fun like narratives. Like this crew I was with took out someone as they were trying to extract.
Yeah.
And then we just picked up all their stuff and took their extraction anyways. Because when you hit the extract button, probably like a good 20 to 30 seconds you need to like be in that spot for. So you're just constantly like, is anyone about to like jump us and then take our ride out of here? So
Yeah, aren't there like also extracts where like it basically summons in fucking bots to like attack you the whole time too? There's like hot extracts as well that are like,
I haven't seen that. I know that there's like a set amount of time per round.
yeah.
And there are different extraction points will come and go throughout that. So maybe some of the later ones are like that. I've never stayed around long enough because I'm like, I'm going to do my quest or I'm going to fill my backpack. And then why don't we just get out of here before someone takes all of our stuff?
Sure. Yeah.
And the one thing that like kind of kept me from like really engaging with Arc Raiders is losing all your stuff sucks. And the threat of losing all your stuff almost is so oppressive you don't want to play it.
Yeah, I think this is the
what
Tarkov
and I had
thing,
similar feelings going into Marathon, but then what became quickly evident to me is because there's all these factions with all these quests, and they start off pretty easily, and each time you finish a quest, they're like giving you money, they're giving you items. My vault of gear
yeah.
was overflowing to the point where it was like, hey, if you play a game right now, we're going to just start deleting stuff. You need to put this stuff somewhere. And it's like, I don't. So at that point, it was like, oh, I guess I don't care about losing things now. I literally need to make space in this. I have like 6 guns back in the vault, 2 on me. It's okay if I lose these.
Yeah, like
they're just giving me stuff so much. And I'm sure that's part of the curve, much like a free-to-play game. Which Marathon is not, but much like a free-to-play game where they give you a whole bunch of stuff up front, so you're like, oh, I'm going to stay here and keep playing. It'll disperse, it'll slow down, but then hopefully I'll also get better. I mean, who knows? But that's the hope, and that kind of made it a little more friendlier because I wasn't feeling that way in Arc Raiders. I never felt like, oh, I have like just a ton of guns and shields and stuff right now, and maybe it was like a UI element and I didn't quite realize it, but I just never felt that way.
Sure, yeah. When I tried Marathon, I think the thing that stuck out to me that I didn't like myself, and like this would be fixed by just playing more and more of it. There is a lot of information that game gives you. Like every time you go in there, there's a lot of stuff you pick up that unless you're actually like reading the tooltips, you have no idea what the fuck it is because it's all techie and stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff you just have to kind of learn to kind of start playing that game, I think, normally.
I know what you're saying, and I think my counter argument to that would be is you don't actually need to learn it. You don't even really need to listen to the faction people like talking to you about why they're here. You can do that if you want like all the lore and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think the thing you really just need to focus on is what's the one quest I'm allowed to do? I'm going to just do that. And it's in the top right corner, and the quest is like, hey, go to this part of the map and pick up 3 pieces of trash. Then you're going to finish the quest. I think that's all you really need to kind of focus on. And as you kind of just do more and more of those, you're going to start learning a bit like, oh, this is what the shields are. Okay, and I equip the shield. Okay, oh, here's how I attach stuff to the guns. Because there's a lot up front.
There's a lot of that shit.
But my recommendation would be just focus on the quest. You can only do one at a time. They start super easy, and then you'll kind of pick it up pieces as you go.
I think I need to find a class I like, because I don't know like what the default is, but it had like a shield as the ability. He sucked. It just felt bad. I didn't like it, but yeah.
Maybe for solos, I've seen some like crews using the shield, which is pretty annoying because, like I said, the time to kill is pretty short. So if you're not able to kill that person with the shield, it's like, oh crap. And a lot of the reloads take a while. So
have you been finding good like people to group with as well?
It's a mix. I mean, I have a friend who I play with, and that's good. She likes playing healer, which is great for me. But just before this, I probably played 5 runs where I got wiped every time, and it was just like, well, this is a bad night for me in Marathon, and I mean, that's just life.
Because the other thing that really stuck out to me that was like, oh, this is kind of like those PvE like enemies, those bots, they fucking hit hard. Like if you're kind of not with people, you can get absolutely just jumped and destroyed.
Depends on the bot. Some of them can drop pretty quick. There are stronger ones. I would say the environment is pretty brutal. There's this yellow poisonous plant.
Okay.
That it will continuously drain your health if it hits you for like a solid 3 minutes. And
that's
you do not
insane.
have 3 minutes of like you need to be hanging on to like the antitoxin item if you're, so it's like if you come near those, it's like, hey everyone, I'm pointing this out to you, do not go near this flower. None of us are carrying enough healing items for this.
Yeah. I did like that. Like I only played a couple games when the playtest happened. One of my first groups, all 3 of us had mics, is helping each other. I was like, hey bro, I don't know what I'm doing, can you come over here, and like whatever. That was fine. That was a good thing. We got just absolutely effed in the end anyway, but it was fun. Sure. The next time, nobody, even though like I tried and nobody talked, nobody coordinated, nobody did anything, and it was fucking miserable. Like, and it just reminded me, that's how multiplayer games are, unfortunately.
It's gonna be based on the people. I'm usually not chatting with the randos that I'm playing with, and I'm just like pinging stuff, and I usually am going in there with like, oh, I have a quest, so as soon as it loads in, I ping, hey, I want to go here, and then hopefully they'll come with me. If they're not going to come with me, then it's like, all right, well, I guess I'll just go with them, and I guess it's just going to be a looting mission for me, and we'll see what happens.
At least in that case, if you're not getting necessarily what you want, you still play with the group, which I think is important.
Yeah, it has solos. I don't really ever play solo. I like playing the triples, and they just came out with duos on one of the map. They also just came out with their like raid thing, which I need to do some more reading on that because that seems crazy, but I guess I'll give that a try at some point.
Yeah, I have been considering picking it up and just kind of in between other things doing a couple rounds here and there, because there's that Bungie polish in the shooting that I really like. Like I think some people are hit or miss with some Destiny stuff or whatever. I liked the gunplay in Destiny quite a bit, and I thought the gunplay in this game, at first I wasn't a fan of it, but then I found some guns that I kind of vibed with more, and it's like, oh yeah, there's the Bungie polish right there. There it is. And like, I like that stuff. There was enough there that I was interested in learning more about it, but I wouldn't say that I loved my time with it, which is kind of also why, like, it's not high on the priority list for me, necessarily. I can see why people vibe with it, though.
Yeah. I had kind of had a hole in my, like, gaming plate of, like, what's my, like, recurring multiplayer shooter right now, since I kind of stopped playing Overwatch, too. Or I guess now it's called just Overwatch. So this kind of fit that hole. Anyway, that's a marathon. What's another game you've been playing?
Well, on the multiplayer front, I went kind of a different way, and I picked up John Carpenter's Toxic Commando after playing that demo and enjoying it a decent amount. And
I've seen this at so many PAXs. This thing has such a huge marketing budget.
This thing has been okay. So it's kind of a Left 4 Dead. I think the thing that I liked about it is that the gunplay felt pretty good, and like
nice.
Back 4 Blood, I didn't think felt very good in that way. There was just something lacking in it. And I played through all of Back 4 Blood with some buddies or whatever, like their quote-unquote campaign or whatever. And I liked this more from the demo, so I was like, well, I'll pick that up because I like that gameplay style. That game, I think the thing that's interesting is that what Toxic Commando does is that every mission is kind of in a semi-open world, just big area, where you have your main thing that you need to do to like beat the mission. However, they really encourage you to go to the different places, get you get like these gear things that like open up special crates or like startup turrets or whatever for the areas where you're going to have like a big horde attack you at some point or whatever to make your life easier. And they really encourage you to like explore the map and like do a whole bunch of other side stuff as well, like before you do the main stuff. And I think where that really shines is that they have this like the whole gameplay loop is you want to get a vehicle so that you and your crew can drive around in and kind of use as like your mobile base, where if things get way too hairy or whatever, you're gonna all just go back into the vehicle. Everybody that can fit in the main part of it will just like stick their heads out of the window and you can like shoot from it, basically a little more like contained. And there's usually like the vehicles have like a machine gun or something at the top that you can do like big wave clearing with. And there's this kind of like really neat, almost like road trip through like the Zombieland type of feel, where you go into a map, you find your first thing is like, okay, we got to find our vehicle. You find the vehicle, and now you have to find like maybe more ammo for the turret if it starts running out or whatever, or you're gonna have to find fuel so that you can like keep using the vehicle properly. And that stuff I think is like original enough that I think this offers kind of a new thing in that Left 4 Dead formula. But that's kind of the only thing, because after that, it is very much go to a place, hit a lever or something, and then fight a whole bunch of zombies. So, like, at the end of the day, if that you don't want that, that's still what it's going to be.
Okay.
And I don't know how much people want Left 4 Dead likes in 2026 that aren't made by Valve specifically. So, that's I think this thing kind of has already started dying, because I have not seen people talk about it, and I have seen less and less people even stream it on Twitch, which is usually an indicator that like the hype is already starting to die down a little bit. It is pretty short as well. There are 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 9 missions total in the game. So they kind of expect you to replay through them on harder difficulties over and over. And I also don't know that like people really want to do that in multiplayer stuff anymore. Like if you're going to have a multiplayer thing, I think people have gotten used to like your marathons or Tarkovs, where you consistently are like, there's a little bit of a carrot on a stick that you get a little closer to every time, not like you beat it then have to like grab the carrot on the stick over and over again sort of thing. Like it doesn't string you along. It just kind of has a mission structure that I'd may be too archaic for the new gaming public and how people play games multiplayer. I'm not sure. I think it's cool. I like the aesthetic and style of it. But like even me, I'm probably done with it already, and it's been like a week. So I don't know.
To counter they only want the ones from Valve. Deep Rock Galactic was super popular, and that's
You're right,
Left 4 Dead.
Yes, Deep Rock was really good.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. There was something about mining and like being able to kind of do like that sort of stuff that had a really powerful gameplay loop, I think. It wasn't just like the zombie stuff. It was it felt good to play, you know? You always felt like you were getting something done in it, which I think helps a lot. But like, I don't think, what was it called again? Back 4 Blood. I don't think that did very well, did it? That kind of died on the vine.
I don't think so. I didn't hear people talking about it for very long.
I think this is just another unfortunate case of that. I found it funny that I read a news article where John Carpenter admitted that like, yeah, he put his name on this because it was a paycheck for him, and was like surprised that it was actually a good game. And like part of me reading that was like, that's shitty. But you know, yeah, that's the way of things.
Get that bag.
Yeah, that's the way of things. If you like Left 4 Dead type stuff, I think there's enough here that is interesting, especially because it's not a full price game. I think it's like $50 or something like that. But even as not a full price game, if you could get this for like 20 or 30, I think now that's when you should probably jump on. I probably wouldn't recommend it at this price point unless you're like really hurting for something like this, which I was. So I'm happy with my purchase, but I don't think I'd recommend it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for me.
All right, got a couple more games. First off, I played through all of Planet of Lana 2.
Yeah, pretty short, right? These types of games anyway.
Yeah, I want to say this one was maybe around 6 hours or so.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
This is, for those who don't know, it's like a, I don't know, atmospheric side scroller. Think of your insides, think of your limbos. This is much more puzzle heavy, so I guess closer to like the limbo side as opposed to just the like get from the left to the right.
Right.
There's a lot of puzzles in this one. So looks really good, very colorful. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I like the first game quite a bit, so this came out, and it's on Game Pass. It's an easy way to play it, but yeah, recommend Planet of Lana 2.
Nice.
Not too much new stuff there, but it's another one of those.
Sure. That's great.
And then I will briefly call out Bonnie Bear Saves Frogtime.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
Which is the new game from
Oh! Yes. From
forget what the studio's called.
From Bonte Avond or whatever.
It's the studio that did Once Upon a Jester.
Yeah, you were talking about this a while back.
Which is an all-timer game for me. Definitely one of my favorite games of the last few years. This is their new game.
Yeah.
I was looking into the studio. They have previous games as well. They actually have a lot of really small games. I guess it's just like a collective of musicians that just make small little indie games.
Okay.
And you can really tell that because, at least from Once Upon a Jester and then now Bonnie Bear Saves Frogtime, a lot of music in there, a lot of really good voice acting. Like they definitely know like a good audio quality, and they just have like fun with doing different voices, and you can tell it's someone doing like a goofy voice for this like weird tree character, and they make little goofy songs. They're funny. And then Once Upon a Jester was mostly just kind of point and click, like you're going around and talking to people. This one has that too, but there's also this like ongoing mini game, which is kind of like Chinese checkers.
Okay. Yep.
But with frogs, and the game is called Frogtime.
Sure.
And so you challenge other people to Frogtime, and then it's, if you think of like, there's 3 rows. Each person puts 3 frogs on either row, and it's like a grid. So the frogs can jump forward 1, but if there's a frog in front of them, an opposing frog or a ally frog, you can hop over it, kind of like Chinese checkers. And then different frogs will have different abilities. Like this one, when it hops over, it sticks its tongue out and knocks anything in front of it back 1. And then you have to get a certain number of them to the other side to do like damage to the opponent. So it seems like you're going to kind of go around challenging people to Frogtime, getting new frogs, getting a better like deck kind of, and then going through this silly little world. So utterly delightful. It's my current like play in bed before I go to sleep game on the handheld. It's on Steam. It's on Switch. So I would definitely recommend that. I would also highly recommend, if you haven't played Once Upon a Jester, that is such a fun and cool game. So I would recommend both of those.
Now you have to go back and play their other games, like the Dragon of Terzaville, who got his neck broken in a weird accident. That's the full title.
They have one more on Steam, which is something of Wham Wham, something like that.
Okay.
And then they have a bunch of little tiny ones just on their web.
Yeah.
So I need to look at more of this studio's work because I enjoy it so much.
Yeah. These seem cool. Yeah, there's literally like some games here that are under the title, well, not title, but like the header, games made in a weekend. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. All right, let's do some news. These are kind of over the last 2 weeks. But here's this first one, probably one of the craziest ones.
Right.
So to catch people up, last year, Krafton fired the CEO of Outer Worlds Games, who were doing Subnautica 2. And it was this whole big thing, and the thing was, they're trying to get out of this buyout. It's been revealed this week from Jason Schreier, because he's doing the investigating.
Mm-hmm.
That apparently when Krafton had purchased the developer, and they had set this kind of goal, it was basically like, hey, if you guys can hit a certain number of sales, I'm trying to see the sales number. Known worlds, enterprise value. I remember but they had a goal in mind, and if they hit it, they basically would get a $250 million bonus. Mm-hmm. And the new news that's come out this week is that it's been determined through court that Krafton's CEO went to ChatGPT to figure out how to get out of this deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
Which is a crazy thing to think of. But you know what? I bet something like that happens every day. Like ChatGPT, how do I like fix this horrible financial situation that I'm in?
Totally. Yeah.
As from there, the judge, which I'm trying to see if the judge has a name here and whatnot. I read through this a few days ago, but the long and short of it is the judge has now forced Krafton to reinstate the fired CEO, and he is now back in charge, which must be just like such a weird working environment.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like as just the base level employee. I wonder like what life is like there, just being like, oh, that guy's back, huh? Like, that's so fucking weird. Well, as somebody who loves Subnautica and wants to see Subnautica too, like, part of me is thinking now, does he just like try to tank it now? Like, I don't know. There's so much obvious resentment that is gonna be going on there. How the hell?
I don't think so. Because remember, again, if he hits this sales target,
oh, he gets that bonus.
They get $250 million.
Yeah.
Like the judge is saying, no, you cannot do this. You had an agreement. You have a contract here.
At least they're incentivized to like stay the course and do well. That's true.
I would also assume this person has like a vested interest in just Subnautica 2. Like that was, the game that their studio was working, and then they got pushed out for a reason that they did not choose to leave for.
Yeah, people are petty though. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
anyway, it's weird scenario. Situation. If you want to read the whole gambit of it, it's over on Bloomberg. You can definitely do that. But yeah, just a weird thing that happened. Crazy. Okay, FBC Firebreak. The Remedy. I guess it was kind of a Left 4 Dead like. There you go. There's another one.
Yeah, I played the shit out of it. It was okay.
It really seems like this game is on its last legs and dying. For a couple of reasons. First off, they're putting out their last update, so that's obvious how it would be on your last legs. But also, they have slashed the price in half and introduced a buddy pass.
Yeah. The buddy pass makes sense because that game is way funner with a friend, of course, because you can actually like do the objectives together. So that makes sense for sure.
For sure. It just kind of screams like not enough people are playing this game.
100%.
Let's give away some like quasi free copies. This game launched at $40 American. It is now officially $20 American, and on Steam right now there's a 20% discount, so you can get it for $16, and that comes with a friend pass. So you're at $8 kind of. There is some limitations to that friend pass. The friend pass can't like start a lobby themselves. They kind of have to be invited in. So it's not like 2 copies of the game. But either way, there is a final update, the open house major update, which has a few different things, none of which sounds that exciting to me.
Right.
The update introduces new areas inspired by locations from Control for the Endless Shift game mode. I don't even remember what that is. I don't think I ever played an endless mode. I also don't think I would want to play an endless mode.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, gameplay improvements, balance updates, Twitch drop armor sets. Cool.
Hell yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, great.
Let's
go.
Lastly,
the new friend pass. So, yeah, I think this game is like dead, unfortunately.
Wait, I'm looking at the threshold revision. These are the same Twitch drop. Well, that one is definitely the same Twitch drop from when the game launched. So I'm wondering if maybe there's like some subtle difference I'm not seeing. It's been a while since I've seen it in games, so, but that's funny.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea about the Twitch drops, but anyway, I'm looking forward to Control 2.
I'll tell you how I know that FBC Firebreak is dead. Is that they released I think in like October or maybe September of last year, they did an update where they added a new mission. They added some like new enemy types, and that single update made both me and Nathan stop playing that game, and we were playing it pretty regularly. Every like couple days.
You didn't like that there was more enemy types?
The enemy types that they did were awful. They were like these flying guys that were hard to kill, and the shooting in that game wasn't like amazing to begin with the weapons they gave you. It was just shitty. Like, it just felt so bad. And that new mission was okay at best. So that was a time where I think they killed up. If me and Nathan stopped playing when we were kind of into it at that point, playing together and stuff, like, nobody else stayed after that.
All right, here's another one. This one, was from 2 weeks ago.
I saw this, actually, yeah.
Sony's PlayStation Store has been testing dynamic pricing on games, varying prices displayed for the same product to different people. A/B testing on about 139 games across 68 regions, with price differences between 5.3% to 17.9%. The test only included price decreases, not price hikes.
Yeah.
This is weird.
This was funny because the way I kind of saw this in action is that I saw a lot of people on socials posting like what it said the price was for a game, and then when they signed in, it went back up to like the normal price that you would pay. Like, that discount was gone, and they were like really bummed out. It's like, why does it say that it should have been like $30 and they're still charging me like 50 or whatever? I thought that was so funny to me. It's like, oh, well, I guess you didn't get chosen for the price change then.
It's a weird precedent, because like, if this first off, this shouldn't become a reality, because like,
right,
if they can lower the price, they'll raise the price. Like,
sure,
what's to stop them from being like, oh, hey, new Call of Duty's out for the first day, it's a little bit more, just a little, a little bit more. What they're going to do is they're going to be looking at accounts and be like, who are the whales? Who buys the bonus edition every time? I bet they'll be okay with $5 more. They probably won't even notice it. They just want to play that game.
And they'd be right. They probably wouldn't notice.
Yeah. And then this is going to lead to like almost like a new beat on like games media websites where they're like, hey, here's how you can get the next God of War for 5.4% left. Just make a new account, get an email, make a new account, like
through the Thailand store. Yeah, there's some workarounds or something.
Which, yeah, that's just not going to be great. And like, I understand when surge pricing, like when there's a supply and demand issue with like a physical item, it's like, look, we only have so many of these.
Yep.
The demand has gone up, but these are digital products. You're not running out of them. So that crazy. I guess, they've only gone down, so they're trying to incentivize, oh, this person doesn't actually buy that many games. Hey, maybe if we chopped 10% off, that might entice them to buy a game. But there's no way they only do it that way. Like, we don't live in a world where like only the good thing ever happens. There's two sides to this coin, and lately we keep getting the worst side over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I forgot about this. I did see this earlier.
I'm curious to see like when the next shoe drops, what the next stage of this thing is.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of prices going up, Fortnite increased the price of V-Bucks, quote, to help pay the bills.
Okay. Oh, there are prices here. Okay. Oh, these are... Oh, does it have the old ones too? Because I never really bought V-Bucks, so I'm not really sure how much they're going
I definitely
up by.
saw a graphic that had... Yes, it has the old ones just below, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, right?
Oh, no, those are the passes.
Those are for the... It says it right beside it, I just realized. Okay, so for $8.99, you get 800 V-Bucks. American. You get 800 V-Bucks now, so it used to be 1,000. So they are screwing you out of 200 at the base level.
Yeah, and then it's kind of the same equivalent as they go up further. One thing to note is that the season pass has been reduced also to 800 because they want you to be able to buy that for like the typical price point.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah, you are getting less of it. And anyways, let me read this quote. So, in a new blog post on the official Fortnite site, the studio announced, quote, "The cost of running Fortnite has gone up a lot, and we're raising prices to help pay the bills." There's something like almost kind of like audacious about this. Typically, when these tech companies, these major tech companies, raise the price on stuff, like let's look at Game Pass, for example. They're like, yeah, we're raising the price, but we also moved some things around. So it's actually, you're actually coming out on top. Like, this is actually better because now you're like, look at the last Game Pass one. They were like, we are doubling the price, but we threw in Ubisoft and we threw in Fortnite. So it's actually like a good deal for you. Fortnite here is literally just saying, no, we just need more money.
Yeah.
Like they're just like straight up. Like, I almost kind of respect them for just like how like
for not like sugarcoating it.
Want like they're not trying to like sugarcoat it. They're literally just like, no, we just want more money out of you. And it's like, and we know you'll pay it.
What they should be saying is that because we're in like end stage unrestricted capitalism, we have to show that the graph is consistently going up by this %, and it is no longer doing that. So you need to give us more money so that we can keep doing this, so that the people that give us money will not be on our ass. Like, they should just be straight up with it.
I think Epic is a private company. I don't think it's public. So they actually don't have shareholders like requiring exponential growth. They get to choose what their goalposts are. But I don't know. Help pay the bills. Unfortunately, I also have to pay my own bills. So, like, sorry, Fortnite. Like, I can only pay one person's bills right here. And you make billions of dollars a year. Like, maybe don't get every single pop star in your game. Like, maybe hold off on one, bills paid. I don't know.
Yeah. Or make a deal with my landlord so that I can pay him in V-Bucks.
Sure. Yeah. If you want to get a discount on my rent, I'll give you the difference. I don't care who it goes to as long as I'm still living here.
Sure. Yeah. Part of me wants to like calculate with these prices how much I would have to pay in V-Bucks for rent, but I don't want to. I don't want to do the math currently.
All right, this was an interesting one. Nintendo Switch 2 firmware. They're already up to firmware 22. I guess it must have just continued from where firmware number on Switch 1 was. That thing's been out for like less than a year. But anyways,
yeah.
It added a few things. The most important one though is boost mode. Handheld mode that allows compatible Switch 1 software to run as if it's in TV mode. So what that means is the Switch 2 will play a Switch 1 game, compatible Switch 1 game, better than its handheld version, because as you know, with like a Switch 1, it displayed at like 720 or whatever that screen was, and then it could go up to 1080 when you plugged it in. And it ran a little better with the dock. Yep. Now you can do that with the Switch 2. The Switch 2 itself is more than powerful enough to just replicate the Switch 1's dock.
Yeah, of course.
This is pretty interesting, and this will actually give a boost to a lot of games, because before, when you needed some kind of boost, the developers had to go in there and do that. Yeah. And some of those were free, some of them were sold, like the Zelda games, both of those had like a $10 upgrade, stuff like that. But for games that didn't get that, they could get a boost just from this, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It does sound like it'll
upscaling, basically. It's good.
Yeah, it will use more battery. That makes sense to me.
Yep.
But I mean, why not? Like, that's cool. And, you know, if there was any Switch 1 games that never got attention, maybe they were too old, this is a way to make them play a little better. I wonder if Digital Foundry did any, like, comparison stuff. I should look that up real quick. Seems like something they would do.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. That's a good feature.
Looks like they didn't, but maybe, hopefully they're, like, working on it right now, because I would love to watch a video where they do some side-to-side comparisons. Saw some people in our chat doing some side-to-side comparisons. The nice thing about it is it's just a toggle, so you can look at the side-to-side yourself, like, immediately.
Okay, is a toggle just in like the main settings in the?
Yeah, it's just in settings. You turn it off, open the game, turn it on. I don't believe it's in like the side panel, like when you hold down home, but I believe it's just in settings. Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Speaking of handheld getting an upgrade, the PlayStation Portal, as of this recording, this has already got the update. It can now do 1080p high quality mode, as well as some more user interface or experience refinements that they didn't quite go into. But your Portal games are going to look better. That's nice.
Sure. Yeah, that's good.
Up to this point, it could do 720p and 1080p standard. 1080p high quality, as they describe, prioritizes higher video quality and uses more data.
Makes sense.
I don't know how much if it's still 1080. I don't know how much better it could be.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm sure you would obviously need a better internet connection as well, but
yeah,
I would love to see some sides of this as well.
Do you know if I put it on this quality and my internet is like wavering a little bit, will it downgrade automatically like a YouTube streaming video or something to like a lower quality?
Yeah, that's how it did it before. Things would get a little fuzzy and stuff, so I'm assuming it would continue doing that.
Cool.
All right, and the last little bit here, PlayStation is phasing out the, quote, PlayStation Network branding. This will be gone by September 26th. Apparently, this is just purely visual. It'll not change anything technical. But I just want to call this out because PSN has been around for so long.
For sure.
Well, give me your best PSN memory.
Oh my God.
Man, I love the PlayStation Network.
So the PSN on the PS3 was a slow, clunky piece of shit that got worse with an update where they kind of changed it and it made it harder to find anything on. But I will say, I remember downloading the tester and watching that every week on my PlayStation 3 from the PlayStation Network store. I'm curious.
I wonder if I still have copies of like downloads of that on my PlayStation 3.
I mean,
my PlayStation 3, for whatever reason, is like the only console I like didn't bring down here that wasn't like really, really old. I don't think my like my NES or my Super Nintendo are here.
Right. Yeah.
For some reason, I just didn't bring the PS3 because the 4 was out at that point. I didn't have a need for it.
Yeah. Yeah. The PSN store was so bad in the PS3 days. Holy shit. That's my memories of PSN stuff specifically.
Yeah. No, I'm there. I'm right there with you. Good memories. That's what that is.
Yep. True.
All right. That's going to be it for news, which means it's time for Video Game Crimes, which is our recurring segment where we highlight and pass judgment on possibly criminally bad video game design in the hopes of fixing video games. Yeah. And this week, I bring it to our panel of judges.
Okay.
Is DLSS 5 a video game crime?
Like, specifically, I get, like, theoretically, I guess no more than, like, any DLSS, but the way that they've showcased it definitely is maybe a crime against, like, good taste, I would say.
So they've shown the comparisons, and you know, the one that kind of gets around is the Grace from Resident Evil 9.
Oh, it's like so bad.
It's so bad. Like, Yassified comes up a lot.
So, like, yeah,
weird
I guess
lighting.
I guess I'll give a quick, like, just what we're talking about, just in case you haven't, like, seen or whatever, because you're non-socials or whatever. DLSS 5 has this technology in it that they've been showcasing where it will use AI to basically upscale stuff that it's seeing. So their thing that they showed is Leon and Grace in different parts or whatever. And with DLSS 5 off, it just showed normal Grace. And then with it on, it showed like if you were to like generate an image with more details, like if you let AI basically dictate how it thinks that Grace should look with more like facial feature detail, and it looks like a completely different person. Like, it's horrible. It
looks like a different person. It's like they tried to make her like prettier, more feminine. She looks
doesn't
younger.
Look like her at all.
Like, I'm looking at all of them. It's kind of gross. like there's a part of it where it's like this is gross, and it says something about AI if they're like, well, this is the ideal, and it's like, are you sure about that? And like, don't even get me started. Like, I'm sure it's going to be crazy offensive when we get like people of color in there and stuff, and it starts whitewashing people. I'm sure that's coming sooner or later.
No, see, this is more beautiful. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
And then they also showed some environments, and one of the main issues is it's just lighting everything up. So
yeah,
like there's an element of these game developers, these designers, these graphic artists, these environment artists, these lighting artists, all dozens of people sometimes are touching this room, this hallway, this map, whatever, and they're lighting it in certain ways. They're typically like a standard thing in video games is, okay, hang on, where do I need to go? Oh, there's the lit area. They want me to go over there. But now the whole area is lit up because the AI went and looked at this room and said, no, it's too dark in here. It needs more lights.
Yeah, like, it's weird because what the technology does for upscaling, if it wasn't just like the AI deciding what it thinks it should look like and it was in the hands of like artists that knew what they were doing, could be very powerful. But it's going to be, it makes everything look like if you've generated an image in AI, like it has that weird, just like plasticky, just generic look to things when it's on. Like it just looks bad. It's weird.
Well, and then Jensen, NVIDIA's CEO, counters and it's like, well, the game developers, they're going to be allowed to tweak this and stuff, and it's like, well, then why don't you just let them tweak it in the first place?
Well, this is it.
Now you're asking them to like first design Grace, then turn this on, and then tweak it back to the way you wanted. And it's like, what's more simple? Cutting out step 2 and 3.
Yeah, it like as an upscaler that can be utilized by people that know what they're doing, I think the technology is probably great. The way they showcased it is like the worst case scenario that I don't think I've seen anybody actually say, oh, that's a great idea. That's really good.
Well, didn't Todd Howard come out and say that like he's on board, and then Bethesda, the company, had to be like,
really?
No.
Like, from Todd's perspective, though, he probably sees it as like, this is a great tool that we can utilize, and like, because people that make games are kind of in a bubble, and they don't, like, they see it as like, oh yeah, this is a great new hammer. They don't see it as like, no, this is like a machine that's going to completely replace you.
We have seen plenty of AI upscaling. Like, just look at like the PS5 Pro. That entire thing has a whole engine designed to like lower the resolution so that they can run it faster, and then the AI upscaler brings it up. But this is like taking it a step further. Instead of just like raising it up, it's like, now I'm going to improve on it and change it.
That's
because I know what's better. And it's like, why? Who's saying yes to this? Like,
that's the problem.
This area does not need more light. And even if it's not just the areas. Like if you look at the Grace example, it's like someone has like a ring light on her face. Like they're just shining it up, and it's like, what? Why?
They can
like,
you're literally just completely changed her.
They're completely changing every one of the characters. Like you're literally taking something the artist created, molded, sculpted, and then just like, and now the AI just, as the internet has been saying, slopped it up.
So like, I do want to highlight as well, we are talking about Grace because Grace is ridiculous how much it changed her. It also did this to Leon, and Leon, like, I'm not a gay man, Leon looks considerably worse. Like the AI made him look, I think, less good looking than the people that created him. So I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't get it. Like, just upscale. Don't put your own spin on this. You're a machine. You don't know anything.
I wouldn't be surprised if they spent more time trying to quote unquote improve women's looks.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
The real sad like thing is I don't think they put any time into telling the machine like what a woman should look like. It just saw all of the examples in society and took it based on how everything has been forever.
All right, we need to bring our gavels down. It's gavel time. All is DLSS 5 a video game crime?
It's weird because I want to say no because it's just a crime in general, like not a specific video game thing. Like I think it's just a bad use of good technology. So yeah, I mean in this case, in any way, I'll say it's a crime, so sure. But I just wanted to add the stipulation that I think it is a worse crime for technology than it is just for video games. Maybe.
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
If you want to send in a video game crime, you can do topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast, on Blue Sky, the Discord channel, or Claire's P.O. Box. That's also a great way to send in questions. And you can sound like Rasterman, who starts us off with a quiz this week.
Oh, I didn't know this. Okay.
Yep.
I'm not ready.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
These are going to be the best scoring games from each of the series. There's a list of series here.
Okay.
You have to tell me what entry in the franchise is the best scoring as of March 6th on Metacritic. And you get a bonus point if you can get the exact Metacritic score.
Oh, that part's going to be really hard, but okay, sure.
Yeah, that's why it's a bonus point. So let's start us off. Legend of Zelda. What is the highest rated Legend of Zelda game? I'm going to guess Breath of the Wild.
It has to be Breath of the Wild, I think. Yeah.
The only other one I would think is maybe Tears of the Kingdom.
Sure. Like we both agree that it wouldn't be an older one because like scores weren't maybe taken as seriously at that point too.
Well, right? I just also think people love Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Like those were like Breath of the Wild was like a game changer. Like I don't think anyone's saying anything negative about that.
Sure.
So I guess I'll just say Breath of the Wild just to have one.
Yeah.
And in terms of the score, I'm going to put it at 91.
I'll say 88.
Answer is it's Ocarina of Time.
Really? That's actually really surprising. Okay. Wow.
And the score was 99.
Listen, I love Ocarina of Time. That score is crazy. I'm sorry. Whatever. It is what it is.
All right, Metroid.
Oh, it has to be Super Metroid. I would assume.
It's Super Metroid? I was thinking maybe one of the Game Boy Advance ones.
You think like Zero Mission or Fusion did better than Super Metroid in public favor?
It's hard because like was Metacritic it like wasn't even around for like Super Nintendo games and stuff. So these like retro reviews. So that's why I'm almost kind of confused. Ocarina of Time. Right.
So you saying Ocarina of Time has completely shifted my mind. Now it's like, oh, it's all right.
Open. Let's hear your prediction.
Super Metroid 95.
Okay, I'll go Super Metroid, and I'm just gonna side with you.
Okay.
Metroid Prime 97.
Oh, Prime. You know, I didn't even think about Prime. Sure. Okay.
Okay, Fire Emblem. I guess I'll take the lead here on this one.
Yeah, you do this.
It has to be. It's either going to be Three Houses or that Awakening. 3DS one that I can't remember the name of.
Awakening, I think. That's that one, right?
Was it Awakening? Yeah, maybe. Hang on, let me just quickly look up Fire Emblem 3DS. That one was really.
I do not think it's Three Houses, Gutang.
Oh, it might have been Fates.
Fire Emblem Fates?
Oh, I don't know. These are like starting to like blur together for me. I think Three Houses was so popular. That's my guess. Really? It's Three Houses, yeah.
I'll still say
I'm put it at like I'm gonna say 90.
I'll say 88.
You were right.
Again.
It's Awakening 92.
Okay, 4 off. Got it.
Crash Bandicoot. Oh, I have no idea.
2.
3? You think it's 3?
I think it's 2. 2 had a huge push on the PS1.
Okay. What's the score?
Let's go 92. Sure.
I'm gonna go 392.
Okay.
Crash Bandicoot Warped. Which one's that?
Oh, is that 4?
None of them?
No, 4 is the time one, right? I don't remember.
That's the recent one. 4 is the time one.
Crash. Oh, it is. Okay.
Bandicoot Warped. Is that its own one? I think that's its own one. Oh, known in Europe as Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. So I guess I'm more right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
91. Yeah. What did you say? You said 92 again?
Yeah, 92.
Okay, I am starting to notice a pattern that the numbers are going down, so that gives us a little bit of a hint.
Okay, fair enough.
Which I guess would make sense, but they just didn't mix them up. Okay, Tomb Raider. I don't even remember. Like, I think it's the modern trilogy or one of the old ones.
It's probably modern, I would assume.
Okay.
But which one?
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm trying to remember which one was like the most popular.
Was it Shadow?
What's the other one? There's Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and
Rise, I think, of the Tomb Raider. Wasn't it?
Which one's the last one?
I think Rise, but I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to just say Rise.
I'll say the original of the new trilogy. I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to put it at 90.
I'll also say 90.
It was Tomb Raider 96. So is that the first one?
The first one. Yeah. Okay.
And that's also 91. Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm assuming this is just Sonic the first one.
It might be Sonic Adventure 2. People love that fucking thing.
That game sucks so much.
I hate Sonic Adventure
I think
so much.
people who like that game have only played the first level of that game. I'm going to say Sonic 1. I'm going to put it at 90.
I'll say Sonic Adventure 2 specifically at 90 as well.
Sonic Advance 87. So we're just way off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, way off.
Okay, Digimon. I'm having a hard time believing. Oh, these aren't the top franchises ever. These are just 10 franchises. Okay, because who's talking about Digimon? I can't even name a Digimon game.
That new one that came out that apparently was cool last year, Time something. I don't even know the name of it, but I wanted to play it.
Like Cyber Sleuth. Okay.
Yeah.
Digimon Story Time Stranger got a 78.
That was last year's, right?
I don't know.
I think it was.
I have no idea.
78. Okay, that's quite low.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna be great at these last three. Five Nights at Freddy's. What's the best Five Nights at Freddy's? How many Five Nights at Freddy's are there?
A shitload, especially if you consider like Security Breach and some of the like offshoot ones. There's a bunch of them. I'll say 2. I think Markiplier played 2 a bunch and people loved
What's
that.
What's the score?
They're going down, right? 86 maybe.
We're already at 78.
Oh, we're at 78. I don't think any Five Nights at Freddy's is lower than 78. Maybe let's say 88. We'll see if the trend continues.
Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit.
Okay, that's one of the more recent ones.
Okay, it got an 87. Okay, so they're not in order anymore.
Yeah, okay.
You were close, 86. Pac-Man.
Oh, fuck. Mrs. Pac-Man at 90.
I'm going to say that whatever that recent remaster was.
Repacked?
Pac-Man World 2 repacked something.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's Championship Edition DX. That's a good one.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's great.
That's a 93. Okay,
cool.
Last one here.
Okay.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh, it's probably the new one. Like, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
It's the second most new one. I think I heard recently that the most recent one wasn't amazing, but the one before that people were losing their mind for. So would that have been...
Wait, is there a new one? Because I'm thinking of one from like 2017 or something, or maybe 18.
I think there's definitely a newer one.
Okay, I didn't know that. No, I'm thinking about one from...
So the autofill, so there's Microsoft, there was 2024. And
okay, not that.
I think... What year did this one come out? This one was... Aren't you giving me the release date? Oh, it's giving me... That's the first one. Okay.
Oh.
I'm just going to say 24. Give me a number.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know any difference, so sure. That one.
2020. Oh, that's what... Okay, 2020.
Okay, 2020. That's
91.
the one. Yeah. 91. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, people... is that the second most recent one? Was I right with that one? I am. So I was right. The second most recent one was 2020.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was one that was more recent. Honestly, I thought they just updated that other one. Because why wouldn't you at this point? Why would you release a whole new one? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know how to do it.
Whatever.
I'm not Bill Gates.
Thank God. Thank God. Suku writes, a long-standing debate. Was Zelda wrong to send Link back in time in Ocarina of Time, splitting the timelines and indirectly causing untold numbers of death in the future? Wind Waker. Yes, she was wrong for it.
I don't know. I mean,
you shouldn't try to change the past. You should try to change
but she
the
did.
future.
She does end up saving it, like in the long run. It's kind of like
Yeah.
the Infinity War. Like Doctor Strange, like there's one way to do this, and it's
Yep.
gonna suck for a while, but in the end, it's gonna work out.
It's going to work out. Well, for the most part, everybody kind of came out worst for wear.
Almost everyone lives.
Yeah.
So maybe she was just Doctor Stranging it. And also, Wind Waker is one of my favorite Zeldas, so I liked that happened.
Okay. So you're saying no, she wasn't wrong to do it.
Correct.
Okay.
Antemagus, what are some foods you identify more as part of the identity of that nation over the actual origin of where it came from?
Ginger beef was created in Calgary, Alberta, and not China, and that's one of my favorite Chinese foods.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay. I have kind of an opposite one. Poutine's not a thing.
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean not a thing?
As in, like, when I talk to American people,
Yeah.
which is pretty frequently, they think
Sure.
poutine is everywhere. You can get it anywhere. Canadians are eating it all the time.
Not eating it all the time. You can get it at most fast food places up here.
I don't think I've ever had poutine, and like you can't go to like they would assume you could go to McDonald's and get a poutine.
You can go McDonald's, A&W, like Wendy's is the only one I can think of. No, Wendy's does do it. They all do it.
But who's ordering those? I've never been with anyone who has ordered a poutine.
I have definitely had a poutine from every place I tried at least once, and I will tell you that I don't order it. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, you could, if you are not Canadian and you come here, you could get poutine anywhere if you wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it.
I guess that's a bit more what I'm saying is I feel like it's more a tourist thing.
Canadians definitely generally do not get poutine. That's very true. Yeah, very true.
And again, based on what you said, like now I know where I could find some, but just before that, I would have had to guess. Like if I was like bringing someone home, it's like crap. Where might have poutine? Because I have no idea.
Do you think that most like Canadian versions of these franchises do it just for that like kitschy value of like Americans coming up here and it's like, oh, I want to get the poutine because I know Wendy's, so I'll go there or whatever?
I think so because, like I said, like growing up,
I think you're right.
You know, I would go to fast food with friends all the time. We'd go out to dinner and stuff. No one ever ordered poutine.
It was rare, actually, growing up.
I have never had it.
That's fair. I remember having at like a mall in like the small town I grew up in, there was a place that like gave fries with gravy and like put shredded cheese on it. They didn't call it poutine, but like that was like the closest we got growing up because places didn't generally have them actually as a kid.
Yeah, I think it's just a tourist thing. Like,
yeah, I think so.
And down here they think it's everywhere and it's like the thing to do, but it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not what I would say is our identity as a nation, even though it is for everybody else. That's true.
Antemagus actually wrote a couple of examples in here, and I trimmed them out for time. But one that blew my mind, I didn't like double check it, so maybe they're lying to me. Caesar salad is a Mexican dish.
Yes, that's true.
I had no idea about that. That's wild. But I also don't know what I would have said, like where it came from. I would have probably just been like, England?
Or like Rome or something, because Caesar, I totally, right? I agree.
Yeah.
What are some other things that they wrote? Are there any more?
There was two others. I'm trying to remember them. Ceviche, which I knew that was from Peru because I've literally been to Peru and had it there. And then the other one was, talking about like pizza.
Okay, yeah. How it's kind of like attributed to Italians, somewhat like wrongly.
I think they were arguing that it was like, it's so ubiquitous, it's like almost seen as like an American thing at this point.
Yep, that's fair. You know what's weird is that, in a like talk I was going to do with Nathan a long time ago, for like a podcast or just a random thing, I had a list of things that were created in Calgary, like ginger beef. That's how I kind of like learned that. There's a bunch of stuff that was created here that you wouldn't expect, and I don't have that list anymore. I'll see if I can like find it, and maybe we'll go through it at some point because it's kind of interesting.
I bet it is because I can't think of like anything.
Yeah, it's weird. It's super weird. Hayes writes, I want to be the cool Nintendo uncle with my little niece. She's 8 years old and got a Switch 1 last Christmas. Unfortunately, last time we visit, she was playing Roblox. Which games would you suggest buying her to play alone or with my family? My cousin, her dad is quite a gamer like me, and we want to make her go the right path. I mean, you should just like find out what she's interested in as she grows up and then just like nurture that instead of forcing your path. However, I would say anything where like a Mario Galaxy where you can remember when they used to call it the girlfriend mode, kind of like sexistly, where
and it sucked. Yeah,
a kid would just like wave the Wiimote and collect stuff.
She doesn't even need this. She's 8. I was definitely playing games when I was 8. I was playing games before that. But I'm with you on that first point you mentioned. I don't think you can like. I think she has to come to the game because like if her dad's like, oh, you should play this one instead, she's probably just gonna ignore it.
Like, this is going to just be a weird side tangent. Y'all should be playing Roblox with her because that thing is full of creepy predators, and I hope that you guys play with her on that because holy shit.
But to give some recommendations, I'm with you. Super Mario Galaxy, great one, and it's on the Switch one, so you can definitely do that. Pretty much any Mario. Can't go wrong with any Mario, really. Obviously, 8 at 8. I was playing Pokemon, so maybe a Pokemon. And then that has like the cute element. Obviously, Animal Crossing is right there.
Oh no, Switch 1, they said. Pokopia is not a thing. Okay.
Yep. Kirby games are quite easy, so that would be probably an easy one to slide in there.
Yeah.
Mario Kart, obviously. And you have like arguably one of the best Mario Karts with 8 Deluxe on the Switch 1.
Yep. Very true. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What are some of my favorite Switch games? The Phoenix Wright series. Hell yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Start investigating these murders.
How about like getting installing some of those NES, SNES classics or whatever, just trying some of those on the side. 2-player, like some old school games.
I'm wondering if she'd be into that. I feel like young kids like don't want to play retro stuff.
Well, young kids don't know anything until their stupid friends start altering their perception.
Right, but even like, the Roblox games are going to be more sophisticated than like Nintendo and Super Nintendo games.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You can't beat playing some Donkey Kong with like somebody co-op or whatever. Like there's some real fun old games. I'm not saying like all old games.
What was I playing when I was 8? So that's grade 3. Yeah, grade 3. What was I playing? I was definitely playing Pokemon. Would have been Game Boy at that time.
What about working through
Advance? Was the Advance out yet?
What about working through an RPG together, like a Chrono Trigger or something, where like maybe you can play and she can like you can chat or whatever, or she can play and you can like talk about the game or whatever. Just kind of because I remember. I think we actually had this discussion on TDP when Telltale Games released The Walking Dead. It was kind of like a fun, interactive, like I'm going to play the game while my significant other is like watching and we'll like take turns talking about the decisions or whatever.
You're saying have the niece play the game and you just like watch and stuff?
Yeah.
Sure. Maybe not Walking Dead, that's M-rated.
Yeah, no.
Sure. Yeah. I wonder. I'm trying to think if there's any like, because I think even those other ones are like at least teen rated. I'm trying to think if there's like a kid friendly one.
What are Sam and Max? Are they teen? Probably, right?
I think so. And also, those are the old school adventure games. That's kind of a whole different beast. I was trying to think that made me think of the Hazelight Studio games.
Yeah, like Split Fiction.
It Takes Two.
Yep.
And maybe even Split Fiction. Like, I think that'd be fantastic for an 8-year-old if she wants to play with you. I don't know.
That new one that's coming out that's done in like an old anime style is probably going to be great for that too.
Hopefully. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't remember the name of it, but yeah. Captain
Toad Treasure Tracker from the chat. Absolutely. That's a great one.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good choice.
All right, last question here from Hebrew Lantern. What are some common video game tropes or mechanics that you that would get you killed or harmed in real life. For example, eating a random mushroom to get stronger.
Trying to double jump while falling from a great height to break your fall.
Sure. I also just think double jumping would just be too high, and you would just start messing up your ankles and knees real bad. Like people mess up their knees just from jumping.
From normal jumping, yeah.
Just from normal jumping, and now you're doubling that jump. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Naruto running. It's a great way to get beat up.
I was wondering if that's where you were going. Yep, that's true. Video game tropes or mechanics.
Everything I'm thinking of is just like jump related. Like I'm thinking wall jumping.
Yeah. What are some other like tropes or mechanics?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like blanking on everything right now. Holy smokes! What even is a video game?
I don't know. Why are we here? Survival mechanics.
I guess it's just double jumping. Don't double jump. That's the moral.
Everything else is totally fine.
Everything
Throw
else
fireballs
is fine,
or whatever.
Yep. There you go. I guess. I mean, anything Mario related, like don't eat flowers.
Yeah.
Don't hang out with talking flowers.
Just anything with flowers, really.
Ignore everything flowers.
Don't try to like Pokemon real animals by like grabbing them or putting them in like little containers or something. It's probably
don't make your pet fight another pet.
Yep. Michael Vick learned that the hard way.
Thanks everyone for writing in. Again, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Blue Sky, the Discord channel, or Claire's P.O. Box. Oh, what is your game of the week?
Slay the Spire 2.
And mine is going to go to Marathon. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll be back next week. Bye.
Bye.